Free throw is long, but it bounces in, and Tulane with the early lead. Little pressure here by the Green Wave. Defensively, as Florida State will break the press here as they set up offensively for the second time here this evening. Terry Mann dishes it off here. MJ Walker, a guy that loves to shoot the three, gives it up here as they move it into the corner for Terry Mann. Inside, and a block going to be called against the senior Jordan Cornish.
Yeah, Cornish was on the weak side, comes over to help because he sees the pass. This is what we talked about, how they look to the middle. It's just a little slip screen right there for Koumadje. And Jordan Cornish comes from the help side because he knew that he had him beat with Shaich. Came to help out, but made the contact with the body.
Both teams are going to play a lot of guys here today. At least they say so. You know, so depth should not be an issue for either clubs. Driving, looks inside, Koumadje, and it gets it to Terrence Mann, who gets the bucket and one.
He was open for quite a long time down there on the block. Seminole saw the weakness. Tulane had somebody missing. You can see it there. It looks like Jong got himself out of position. There were two Green Wave up top, and it left him all alone on the inside for Terrence Mann. And even though the pass got to him late, he was able to put it up off the glass and still draw the contact.
Terrence Mann converts, giving the Seminoles a 2-point advantage. Tulane with some pressure early. Florida State offers it up as well. Green Wave lineup today. It's the New Orleans native Cornish, along with Shaquan Barrett, the freshman who's filling in here for the injured Rayona Embo, along with Daniels, Jong, and Shaich. Round out their five for their first game of the season. Seminoles, PJ Savoy. Off to Forrest to set up offensively. They love shooting from outside, and this, an alley-oop here to Chris Koumadje.
And it's just way too easy. He comes out so high for the high screen and roll, and when he rolls, he goes straight to the rim. Unless you have somebody that can meet him there at the rim, it's just an easy pitch and catch. He's so big, you just throw it up high, he goes and gets it.
I mean, he's got some substantial size. We'll get into here today. Shaich from outside, and it's a three.
Well, and that's how you can counter his size on the defense. Don't go play in his playground down there by the paint. You go down there and bring him out. And sure enough, as Shaich is going down to establish position, it's Koumadje who uses his arm and that big limb of his trying to clear out space. And he gets Shaich across the neck. Go back to the three-pointer. Look how far out they're making 21 come. Shaich can shoot it like that, and what that will set up later, Tim, you bring him outside drawing, a little pump fake, and you go right past him. They're trying to get that size away from the rim.
And the Tulane D forces a turnover back the other way, so the Green Wave.
There was the foul. They got Koumadje on the foul, yes. They're trying to clear out on Shaich and hit him across the neck.
Shaquan Barrett, redshirt freshman, played in a handful of games last year, played in 7 of their first 9 before going down with an injury, and he redshirted. Daniels drives. Giving it back to Florida State.
They'll get him on the call for the charge. Little dribbling through traffic, tried to make something happen when he got to the lane, but couldn't pull up vertically when he went airborne. Watch a defender waiting for him right of your screen. You see the help defense just standing and plants. And unfortunately for Caleb Daniels, he goes right into him. It's a good call, good help side defense to draw that charge.
Talking with Coach Dunleavy, he loves Caleb Daniels, the sophomore, called him explosive, and he really expects him to step up here in his sophomore year. Here's a shot from way outside, PJ Savoy, and it's not going to fall. Jong into the corner for Daniels, shot blocked. Here comes Florida State off the miss. Abengali. Steps, and another Seminole turnover.
There's a good look at Mike Dunleavy over on the sideline in front of the Tulane bench. Had a chance to talk to him earlier. I said, Coach, is it any sort of advantage trying to prep for this game and the fact that they played a game? You had a chance to scout them. He said, did you see the game? They won by 21. I'm not sure we wanted to watch that. They also talked about how they're bringing so many guys back. It's really a very similar team to the one that made that run to the Elite Eight last year.
Team that returned 77% of their offense from that team a year ago. Now they're missing a key player as well. Phil Kofer down for at least 6 weeks as Jong shotgun and not fall, but they're actually called a travel before that. No, this is a Seminoles team that is expected to be causing a lot of havoc in the ACC this season. Meanwhile, I talked to Coach Leonard Hamilton, is in his 17th season. He's already pointed out, I asked him about Tulane not playing. Are you blind with the scouting report? And he said, we played him a year ago, and I kind of know what system they're running. He goes, we're just trying to find ourselves. We're going to play our game here tonight, is what he was hoping for.
Well, you kind of alluded to it a little earlier. That game is going to be bringing a lot of bodies, a lot of guards. They really like the pace. No problem shooting the three-pointer. Tulane, which credit so far, able to match them pretty much with that intensity. A couple of turnovers on both sides as well.
Yeah, 6 turnovers already combined between the two teams. Shot is short. Rebound pulled down by Daniels, and here comes the Green Wave. Caleb Daniels, name that we've said a few times already. Shot from the corner, no good. Rebound pulled down by Kabengele, and here comes Florida State. The big guy running it up the floor, but contact before he went to the goal.
Yeah, they'll get that foul called on Kevin Jong, number 12, who got the shoulder contact before he made his move. The contact's going to come right here. You see him body up right there. In fact, you can't really see it. Shayich is in our way, but that's where the first initial contact came before the drive went to the basket.
Yeah, Kabengele got the rebound, and that's a 6'10 sophomore racing it up the floor. Side Terrence Mann. Kabengele goes offensively, and now Jong whistled for the foul.
That's 5 fouls already for Tulane. We haven't even made it to the 4-minute mark here in the first half.
Everybody on the floor has 1 foul. So you get 5 fouls in the first 3.5 minutes. At least they're spread out.
That's true.
There's 1 for everyone.
Right.
And Shayich will go to the bench.
That's true. You don't have somebody already in big trouble. You're right.
But it's still not a good thing this early in the ball game. Blake Paul checked in a moment ago. A guy that, started a ton last year. So he's a guy we anticipated starting tonight, coming off the bench. Man over to Nichols. Graduate transfer from Albany. Gets inside. Contact and a foul against Jordan Cornish.
Now that's going to be 2 on him. That's where you have to be careful, because we mentioned we hadn't even made it to the first time out in a 4-minute mark, and he already has 2 fouls.
So he'll head to the bench. Cornish is a key player for them, averaging almost 10 points a game last year. A guy that's a New Orleans guy that started his career at Tennessee, then got transferred to UNLV before landing here in Tulane last year. Kabengele missing on the free throw.
That's Moses Wood you're looking at there. 6'8 freshman out of Reno, Nevada. He checked in for Cornish.
Yeah, so Tulane has some new guys that we're expecting to see. 3 freshmen, Martin Jong, and now you see Wood in there early here in the first half. Moses Wood, a guy that scored 14 in their exhibition against Loyola.
This is always, Tim, such an interesting time for coaches, for fans of the program. When you see players like this, Moses Wood, you don't know anything about him other than he's a 6'8 freshman out of Reno, Nevada. But you know what? In the state of Nevada, he was rated as the 5th best prospect in the state. So now you want to see him on the floor and say, okay, let's see what comes with those sort of accolades out of high school, and see what Dunleavy found by getting him down here to New Orleans.
Well, his father played 15 years professionally, 9 of them in the NBA. Barrett over to Jong. Jong handling the ball, and now gets it off to Wood. On the move, and Moses Wood with the jumper.
Jong did a nice job of keeping possession for the Green Wave. It looked like he was going to lose his dribble, but got his composure. Hits it to Wood for the little floater. Nice way to make your debut.
Yeah, it did appear that was going to be heading towards a turnover. Instead, it turned out to be a nice play. Drive, MJ Walker. It's good. The sophomore. Seminoles up by a bucket. That broke a 3-minute field goal drought for Florida State. Banking it in! Tulane with a 1-point lead.
They serve good food down here, nice tasty beverages, and banks are open on Sunday evenings in downtown New Orleans.
Bank did a big three. Here's Walker from outside. Shot no good. Wood pulls down the rebound. Jong again. This time, nothing but net. Whoa! A big three, and Florida State down by 4. Savoy working it around here from Mann. Tulane showing some offensive highlights here in the early going, and there's a foul by the freshman, Moses Wood. We got a timeout on the floor. Kevin Jong once and now twice from outside, giving the Green Wave a 4-point lead.
I'm Ray, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I tried to quit smoking for years on my own. I couldn't do it. I needed help. For me, Chantix worked. It did.
Chantix, along with support, helps you quit smoking.
Chantix, without a doubt, reduced my urge to smoke.
When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
I don't think about cigarettes anymore.
Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
Oh, what is that?
No.
He's got a virus.
I have a virus?
Oh no, hold on. I've never seen this.
Did you try restarting it? Mom!
Any key, enter, spacebar, escape.
I'm Adam, and I make robots. The new Surface Pro can handle all of my programs. I can paint, I can mold, I can code. I can take an idea from a sketch and turn it into a real product in one device. It's pretty amazing.
Kevin Jong with a couple of threes. In fact, the Green Wave are 3 of 5 from three-point land here in this first half.
5 of their 6 field goal attempts in the game. They only had 1 that was a non-3-pointer so far on the floor. Kevin Jong is such an interesting story, the man you're looking at right there. I mentioned a 6'9" freshman from China. He's one of only 3 NCAA players to hail from China. Worked out with the Chinese national team over the summer, but very unique story. Interesting to see him take the floor tonight here at Tulane.
Guy that got offers from UCLA, K-State, BYU, amongst others. So him coming to Tulane surprised a few folks, but when you got a veteran coach like Mike Dunleavy, he's going to reel in some talent.
And I'm sure he didn't have to do a lot of research to find the Dunleavy file on what he likes to do. It's a lot of pace, a lot of up and down, and maybe some fun basketball down here.
6 of the 8 points today by the Seminoles have been in the paint. This is going to be a 3-shot free throw, as Savoy has converted each of the first 2.
Dunleavy, you see at the top of your screen, he spent a lot of that time during the timeout pleading his case, saying that Savoy stuck his leg out on the 3-point attempt and tried to initiate the contact, which in a college game, you get that will actually be an offensive foul. Happened right in front of the bench, but as you can see, he lost that argument.
Savoy converts. Guy that had 20 points, including 5 threes against Florida in their opener at home on Tuesday. So the Green Wave have a 1-point advantage. Daniel set to inbound it, and been a sloppy game in the early going with all the turnovers. This defense has been intense. Here's the freshman, Shaquan Barrett out of Toronto. bringing it up the floor. Chong, dangerous cross-court pass, but it's taken by Daniels. Barrett. And now the ball tipped away and stolen by Kabengele. And here comes the Seminoles in transition. Pull up from outside, no good. Here comes Tulane back the other way. Moses Wood fouled as he went up.
Great hustle by Tulane to turn that 3-on-2 disadvantage on defense to a 2-on-1. As Daniels looks up, you see Florida State gets its second defender back right at the last moment. But Moses Wood was trying to take the wide angle, make his way into the lane, and just couldn't get it to roll, but he'll have a chance to do it at the free throw line.
Wood, a guy that three-star recruit, you mentioned him, well known out in Nevada, and he misses the first. Green Wave have already missed 2 of their first 3 free throws in this ballgame. Chong checked out, and Shayich is back in for the Green Wave. Forced. Brings it up the floor. Put it around. Gray took a step. Thought about taking it for 3. Saw a seam, but unfortunately he didn't get the ball down on the court.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Seminoles that they lost that, because Shaquan Barrett went down off that high screen, and Tulane was a man down as he was on the ground.
8 combined turnovers, each team with 4. Barrett. On the offense here for the Green Wave. Daniels drives, and the ball got knocked out of bounds, and it goes Florida State way. So the Seminoles get a stop here, and they're down by a bucket. More substitutions. Another freshman for this Tulane team will come in, Connor Crabtree. Pressure. And bringing it up is Polite across midcourt. .15 on the shot clock, and a shot from way outside is Savoy. Guy that's hit 96 career three-pointers.
I think Tulane has to be aware of, when you're shooting from that far behind the three-point line, as you can see, a bad miss is going to mean a long rebound.
Shayich with the rebound. Barrett. That will lead to some offensive rebounds, as you pointed out. That's a guy that loves a shot from anywhere, though. 10 on the shot clock. Shaquan dishes it off. Wood from the corner, a little long. And Florida State pulling down. The rebound was Kabengele, but couldn't handle it. It went out of bounds. So it remains Tulane ball with a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, it's just a gift for Tulane. Shot was off. A lot of dribbling on that possession by Barrett to get something going. And the shot was off, but Florida State gifts it back to the Green Wave by knocking it out of bounds.
And the inbounds is intercepted, taken away by Polite. Florida State has not scored in just over 3 minutes, and they drill there and take the lead by 1.
Don't be shocked to see them go from inside to outside. Savoy just lining it up from out on the wing.
Barrett works it over for Wood. He's trapped. Gets it out of there with 15 on the shot clock. Good ball movement inside for Shayich. Kabengele with some contact.
See, and this is why he was so good last year drawing fouls off the bench. Watch his positioning. See how he posts up, gets a man on his hip. So that leads him going right to the basket. And here comes the help side defense, but it's too late and he draws the contact. He's such a smart player on the inside. Have a chance to go to the line when we come back.
So we got a timeout on the floor. Seminoles leading it by 1.
Your team, your card. Get yours at discover.com/NHL. Like leather, skin is stronger when it's hydrated, but 9 out of 10 men don't get the hydration their skin needs. That's why Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash has a unique hydrating formula to keep men's skin healthier and stronger.
Combined turnovers between these two teams in the first 8 minutes of this ball game, and the Green Wave find themselves trailing the Florida State Seminoles 14-13.
You see that score, and then you talk about that statistic. You go to the bottom to find out who's taking advantage of those turnovers. Well, Tulane has 6 of the 10 turnovers. Florida State has the only points off of turnovers. They have 5, holding on to a 1-point lead. So you can see where that's going to start playing in even early in this ball game.
Shayich at the line, 1 of 2 already today, converts. So our ball game is all tied up. Second free throw awaiting the redshirt junior. Nothing but net, so Tulane back on top, 15-14. More of this defensive pressure as Trent Forrest and the Seminoles will break it and set up offensively. Driving, Polite, shot up off the bank, and it is good.
Boy, what a tough shot by Polite, and the touch there, seeing that Shayich was coming right at him on that floater, and he got nice elevation on that ball, up and over off the glass.
Juan Barrett.
Well, Barrett so far in the car, he's just doing a lot of dribbling. Last couple possessions for him, it's just been a dribbling exhibition.
Crabtree, the freshman, looks underneath. Blake Paul, the lone senior, sends it home.
Oh, great job by Crabtree with the look underneath. Barrett's got to get the ball out of his hands a little early and get some offensive set. You see what happens when you get some movement on the offensive end. Easy 2 for the Wave.
Jumper from the baseline, and it is good. Beyondu Kabangali drops it in. The Seminoles up by 1. There's Barrett again. You mentioned it the last possession, a lot of dribbling. Gets it off to Crabtree here. And here's Shayich open from the outside, and another 3.
Boy, is he really showing the versatility of his game. We see him battle up on the glass, rolling off the screens with some floaters, getting to the free throw line and stretching that offense with that outside shot.
4 threes for Tulane, and Florida State answers.
Polite with the corner 3 right in front of the Tulane bench. All of a sudden, the pace starting to pick it up, and the shot starting to fall from the outside for both teams.
And a block. And this sets up a run here for the Seminoles, and Savoy couldn't handle it. He looked like he was going to send it home, and then ends up double dribbling and turning it over.
I wonder if maybe he started thinking about doing that just a tad too early. It didn't take much because there was nobody between him and the bucket. An easy layup or a dunk, and instead he winds up losing it underneath.
Yeah, that's one of those miscues probably early in the season. Is here's the offense by Tulane, and Shayich was left wide open.
And you saw how he started to post up, and when he saw his player go to the corner, he then popped out, and he got out there well ahead of his defender, was able to turn around and nail the 3.
Inside and contact. Shayich will go to the line as it's against Raycon Guay.
Shayich tried to get his opportunity to go to the free throw line. As soon as he got that contact, he just turned and threw it up towards the rim. See if he could get 2 out of it. The official called it correctly so on the floor.
On the floor. Now we get on the inbounds.
I think this is going to be a violation on Florida State. defender standing, warning, going over the end line as he was trying to defend. That's on Terrence Mann. It's number 14. You see him there as you're looking at it. Kind of right under the basket. The official talking to him, trying to jump up and down, but he crossed over the baseline.
The inbounds here to Daniels. Daniels feeds it in for Shea. Very nice touch to lay it up and in.
Again, he's so smart. Just watch him. It's such a pleasure to watch because he understands the aspects and the angles of the game. Using his body to protect the ball from the defender, takes a strong arm up off the glass. It's well done.
Tulane has not missed a two-point attempt in the game. They're 3 for 3. Shot missed by Florida State, but a huge offensive rebound, and Terrence Mann with the follow.
I think the amazing note of that statistic is the fact they've only tried 3 two-point field goal attempts.
11 minutes into the game almost, and Shayich with another one.
Okay, trying to defend Shayich is an opposing coach's nightmare just because of how he knows how to use his body. He posts up strong, knows how to go weak side. If you try to go high, he's going to send you high and post up low. You try to get him from the bottom, he'll spin back around into the lane. But then if you want to stay off of him, he'll pull you out for the three-pointer. It's just very good fundamental understanding of the game. Shayich very good powering in towards that glass.
Well, Shayich really has stepped up here in this first half. Tulane with a 1-point lead. And we talked about Florida State returning 78% of their scoring. Tulane returning just 55%. And you were wondering who was going to pick up the gap with the losses of Cameron Reynolds and Melvin Frazier.
Yeah, those two leaving. Reynolds and Frazier were one of the top duos in the conference. That was also 32 points that left the Green Wave offense.
So far in this ball game, some of the newcomers, and this offense seems like it hasn't missed a beat. There's Walker from outside, MJ Walker.
And you notice how that started too. Florida State dropped the second man to help out on Shayich on the inside. It was Savoy. He helps with the double team, and it leads to the break and the three for the Seminoles.
Crabtree to Shayich, who lays it up. Back and forth we go. Tulane by 1. Shayich had 15 double-digit scoring games last season. Shot from the outside, it is good. Terrence Mann. Daniels looking for Shayich, not on the same page there, and ends up being a turnover.
Well, he thought Shayich may stay behind and step out behind the three-point line. Shayich was going to try to set up or maybe a screen. Daniels dribbled towards the middle, so Shayich was taken off towards the basket. Problem was he threw it back where Shayich was standing, and it bounced right into the Seminole bench.
So it'll be Seminole basketball here. We have a substitution. It's delay in the resumption of this game as Shayich will go to the bench here. So Florida State basketball, and Seminoles up by 2. Forrest. Working around here for Walker now back to Trent Forrest. He looked like he was going to take that 3. Way out there. Feeds it inside. Cavangeli not going to go. And a foul against Tulane. Crowd doesn't like it.
Say hit him right in the head. Let's take another look here to see it go up. It might be a clean block, but they're going to say the foul came and hit him in the back of the head.
At 30,000 feet, filled with action, first downs, and a 62-yard field goal to win. Free live TV on American Airlines.
I'm always going to be a maker, and I think a company is the coolest thing you can build. I'm Adam, and I make robots. You never know when inspiration is going to strike. So I take my Surface Pro everywhere. Part of an entrepreneur's job is to get stuff done. I like to do like 4 things at once. The new Surface Pro can handle all of my programs. I can paint, I can mold, I can code. I have it on all the time. It's fantastic. We get to build toys for kids and change the world. It's a big deal.
Can't stop me now. I said I got you now.
7:51 to play, first half action here in New Orleans, where Florida State leads the Green Wave here by a bucket, 29-27. Tulane here in the early going, shooting 69% from the floor, including 4 threes.
Amazing, both of these teams playing us on a scoreboard box. The biggest lead for either team has been 4 points. One of those differences, at least for Tulane, that they're going to notice, those turnovers. 8 points for Florida State. Off of those Tulane turnovers, just 2 for the Green Waves. That's a +6 advantage right now for the Seminoles in that category of what's a 2-point game.
Kabengele missing the free throw. Forrest exits. Graduate transfer David Nichols returns to the lineup for Florida State. Converts both, and it's a 3-point advantage. You mentioned we've not had any team separate really here in the early going. As Jordan Cornish, playing with 2 fouls, brings it up the floor.
Oh, and just that's such a key point too. Tulane has kept this back and forth as close as it's been with Cornish on the bench after those 2 early fouls. He hasn't even gotten into a rhythm.
Cornish drives and lays it up and in.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Points. Yeah. You pointed out that he hadn't gotten in a rhythm. He takes a shot and hits it. Tulane still has not missed a 2-point attempt in the ballgame, as they're 5 for 5. Shot Kabengele no good, and Jong with the board. Cornish trying to set things up for Caleb Daniels from the corner, no good. MJ Walker, a 3, not gonna go, and then on the board, looked like it went off of Kabengele, but it must have been touched by Coca. So it remains Florida State ball.
Boy, and a sign that Leonard Hamilton just wants to put the gas, pick it up a notch here with the speed for his team, because he's got 7'4", 270 sitting on the bench, and we haven't seen him back on the floor in a while. He's going a little smaller, but wants to pick up the tempo a little bit in this ball game.
Center knee, Kabengele, and it's up and good.
Coker got him that time. Kabengele is the size right now. He's 6'10", 250. Take another look as he's on the block, and you're going to see Coker right here when he spins. You see how he gets that left arm up on his shoulder, pulls him down. Here's probably a really good look from underneath. You can see the little spin, and he's not there in position-wise. And right now, you're just giving up too much bulk on the inside, which is why Coker's heading back to the bench. Shayich comes back in.
Coker, just a redshirt freshman from the South Sudan. Tulane team that has players from 5 different nations, 4 continents. This recruiting, they're going everywhere to try to get guys. Florida State up by 4. Shayich over to Cornish from the outside, no good. Jong with the rebound. Fresh shot clock and reset the offense. Cornish drives, picks it off. Shot from the corner, no go. Pulled down by Terrence Mann and the Seminoles. Set up shop. And
This will be an offensive foul. That's going to be on Kabengele. He tried to slip on the screen. He was able to make contact, but he never set his feet, so it becomes an offensive foul.
So for Kabengele, that's his second, 8th team foul.
See him going to the bench and a little frustrated and screaming, but there's no doubt he never established position, and when you do that and make contact with the defensive player, it's offensive foul.
Brings it up the floor. Works it around here. Crabtree drives and a blocking foul.
Tough shot by Crabtree and didn't get to go, but boy, that sure was nice ball movement by Tulane. Starts with the high screen to the right corner, swinging all the way around. Looked like they wanted to launch the three, but I think that was even the better call. Instead of shooting it from the corner, made one extra pass. Here, you go to the corner, quick sweep, and then instead of shooting it, the ball fake drives the lane. You see, you got all those maroon jerseys on the floor in motion because they're trying to follow that ball. That's what good ball movement will do. It opens up the lane for Crabtree to drive.
Converts. Tulane down by 3 here. As Polite heading back to the bench for Florida State. Crabtree converts both. Player that played a year ago at Hargrave Military Academy. Averaged 21.5 points per game. Shot from the outside. No go. Long rebound pulled down by Florida State into the hands of David Nichols. Savoy back to Mann. Wide open, and he misses. Sometimes it's a saying that they're too wide open.
He just lost it off the dribble.
And now Daniels carried it.
Well, take a look at Gray, baseline, and you can see Shea, it's out of position. He's even putting his hands out like, hey, where's the help? And then he just lost it. One of those ideas. And you know, this is the problem that I used to have when I was a player. Do I dunk it? Do I lay it in? How do you dunk it? Oh, wait, it's a turnover. That was always my problem, the turnover. You think about dunking it, it's the actual dunking that was the problem. That time it was on his mind. You can see he was just in between shots and instead lost possession.
And it's second game of the season. Not as many reps this time.
Not
didn't
miss that
screw
one.
it up.
Didn't miss that
Gray, the freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, lays it up and in. Cornish looked underneath. Ball was taken away. The Seminole defense has stepped up. Here's Mann. Drive, shot, no good. Crabtree with the board.
Kevin Jong might have got a hand on that. That helped defense late. Took a swat at it. Might have been able to get a hand on the ball.
Inside Shayich, but an offensive foul.
That's 4 missed possessions in a row now for Tulane, with Florida State still sitting on a 4-point lead, the largest in the game. Now, this is the 4th straight possession. Tulane has not been able to get a ball up on the glass, and you can see, watch, it's going to come right at you. Savoy just slides over, so does Gray. 2 players standing right there, and he goes right into him. And there's the offensive charge.
And Cornish now with another foul. It's number 3 here in the opening half. Has to go back to the bench. 11 turnovers for Tulane. Their season high a year ago was 22. Lobs it underneath, and a turnover. And a foul against Florida State.
Well, that might have been a beneficial foul for Florida State. Tulane was on the run with a man advantage. Gray just got him with the trip after a bad pass. It's suddenly a little sloppy here. Now you got a missed wide open layup. You've had the one power layup that Gray made up for the miss. But Tulane's had 4 straight empties until they go to the free throw line.
Crabtree misses. More substitutions.
You may have heard the cheers from the crowd up here in the rafters. Harrison Trito coming in at 6'8", the redshirt sophomore, but from Mandeville, just over on the North Shore.
There are some Seminole fans here today. I mean, you got to think that kid being from Mandeville, just 30 minutes away, brought a handful. Savoy has some folks as well here in the building.
I heard Brito may have had a request for about 20, 25 tickets for his family and friends to come down and see him.
Man, contact, nothing called. MJ Walker from outside, no good. Daniels with the rebound. So Tulane down by 3 with the ball. 3:40 to go. First half action. Shaquan Barrett. Daniels, contact and an offensive call.
Yep. He might be disappointed, but you can't be mad with that. When you extend your arm that far out and you're trying to drive and you send the opposing player into the baseline, you're going to get this call every time. Watch the right arm from Daniels. Clears out right there, and he pushes the defender. Either way, you're going to get that call. It's Florida State up by 3.
I'm Adam, and I make robots. The new Surface Pro can handle all of my programs. I can paint, I can mold, I can code. I can take an idea from a sketch and turn it into a real product in one device. It's pretty amazing.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey.
Hey, how much would you pay for something you don't want?
Nothing. Is this a test?
No. Do you like getting stuff you like for free?
Yes, this feels like a test.
It's not.
Get 6 months free Apple Music on the network you deserve. Switch now and get $300 off our best phones.
There they are, your neighbors. You like them. They always remember everyone's names. Your kids love swimming in their pool. You like them. If you forget your trunks, they'll loan you some. They have a section in their stock portfolio just for pool stuff. Everyone likes them. You like them. But you'd like them better if you made more money than they do. Don't get mad at your well-liked neighbors. Get E-Trade.
Back here in New Orleans, it's Florida State up by 3. There's some of the Seminole fans in the building here tonight for this Sunday night basketball encounter between these two former teams from the Metro. They were in the same conference for a long time together.
Good crowd on the Tulane side. A great opening night crowd here, knowing you have the 17th ranked team in the country here in town. And it's been a minute since we've seen these two teams play at Devlin. They played in the Dome, they played at tournaments, but it's been a while. It's great to see the crowd. Great turnout crowd here.
So the Seminoles with the lead and the ball. Both teams have hit 4 threes here in this first half. Brito. Drive by Walker. He was tripped up.
It's called for sticking out the knee. Watch from the right side. Wood's going to come over. Oh, actually, just get him right there with the reach. Instead of with the knee, got him reaching on the inside. By the way, coming out of that last timeout, it's been just over 4 minutes since the 8-minute timeout to the timeout we just had. Tulane has as many field goal attempts in that span, 4, as turnovers, 4. Missed opportunities for the Green Wave where they're down 3. They could easily be up 3 or 4, just not getting the chances on the offensive end.
No good for M.J. Walker. 10 points, a couple of threes in the Seminoles win over the Gators last Tuesday. Guy that's a sophomore. Hit 41 three-pointers last year as a freshman. And he misses on both. Missed opportunity for the Seminoles to extend their lead.
Still the biggest lead in this game for either team has been 4 points.
Looked like he was going to take it from the corner. Decides not to. Gets it back out. Crabtree. Back to Barrett.
Shayetz wants it to keep going back to that corner. Now he's sitting the high screen. He was trying to post his man up.
Shaquan Barrett forced the shot there. And Terrence Mann comes away with off the miss. Forced. Down underneath. Ball got knocked away. And kicked off MJ Walker. Another turnover gives it back to the Green Wave.
And Shayetz is battling on the inside with Harrison Prito, the young man we said was from Mandeville, and he was battling 2 or 3 times, insisting the ball go to his wing as he's trying to post his man up. He wants it down on the block. Let's see if Tulane tries to look for it this time down the floor.
2:30 remaining here in this first half. Tulane has not scored since the 7:33 mark. It's been over 5 minutes.
And still only down 3. It's amazing. There he is again, looking for it.
Shayetz fade away, not going to go. Jay Walker pulls down the rebound for Florida State.
Not his strong suit. We've seen him, how good he is when he attacks the glass, not fading away, as that shot was way off.
Wood with the rebound. Under 2 to play here in the first half. Jong looked like he wanted to take the 3, now drives, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, the smart foul by Prito was about to be a dunk by Kevin Jong. Great ball fake out on the wing for Jong, gets the defender to commit. That opened up the lane. Take a look, right side of your screen, goes for the shot. He winds up getting Savoy to commit. He's going to go up and flush it. But Prito comes over for the foul. It's a clean foul and a good hard foul. He'll make Jong go and earn it at the line.
Jong with 6 misses. Both teams have struggled from the stripe.
There. Tulane's left 4 at the free throw line officially from what we have. They're -6 in terms of points off turnovers. Yet only down by 3.
Second free throw, good. Florida State has not scored since the 5:05 mark. It's been a little while for them. Neither team has had a field goal in quite some time. Man.
Let's see, that last field goal for Florida State then would have been that layup by Gray.
There's Forrest, drives, and the shot is good. Minute 30 remaining here in the opening half. Tulane down by 4. Shaquan Barrett brings it across midcourt. Defense by Savoy. Barrett throws it away. Steal by Forrest. He comes back the other way. 1 on 3. Tried it. No good. Follow up. Second time. Maybe the third time's a charm for Terrence Mann. Tulane needs a timeout.
Yeah, well, Mike Dunleavy quickly calling timeout. He's going to talk to Barrett. Say, look, young man, you've got to quit dribbling so much at the baseline, getting in trouble, and forcing a bad pass. This is what happens leading to the breakaway. Give the Seminoles credit. You see all the dark jerseys making their way back down the floor to follow up not only the first missed opportunity, but the second. And you're right, Tim, third time's a charm. And what a way for Florida State to take what is now the biggest lead for either team in the game, up 6 with 1:09 to go on that hustle play.
That's what they're known for, is forcing turnovers and then turning that into offense. We haven't seen it too much here today, but right there, especially the fact that the numbers were in Tulane's advantage initially, and you missed the shot, but there came the wave.
Exactly.
Of Florida State players.
Exactly, down the floor, and you're right. And you mentioned about how they force turnovers, but sometimes those turnovers, they're not necessarily forcing it. You're putting yourself in a bad position. Barrett, with all that dribbling, dribbles right side baseline, then goes airborne underneath the backboard, so you know he has to pass it, and Florida State has figured that out as well. And he tries to one-hand it back out into the traffic, and that led to the break. So, yes, it's a turnover for Florida State's defense, but they didn't necessarily force it.
Shaquan has committed 3 turnovers himself here for the freshman here in this first half. Under a minute to go. First half, down by 6. Shaich moves it around now. Connor Crabtree now to jump. Time running down for Tulane. 5 on the shot clock. Shot no good. And we got a whistle. The foul looks like it's going to be against Florida State. Fight for the loose rebound.
It's going to be a foul on Prito. Once again, battling with Shaich. Matchup we talked about a couple of possessions ago.
Shaich converts. Another free throw opportunity. Tulane, of course, has struggled a little bit at the free throw line here in this first half. 10 of 14. And he misses. Prito pulls down the board. Difference in the shot clock, about 10 seconds. Seminoles with a 5-point lead and the ball. Forrest drives, tried with the no-look pass, and it's taken away by Wood. Crabtree the other way, and he gets fouled.
Good hustle by Crabtree. Probably could have fished it off a little better, a little too finesse here down the stretch. He had the position. You see that one hand like he wants to dunk it, then started to lose it. Keep it with that second hand. That's the second time now we've seen Prito with a smart foul for the Seminoles, stopping a layup and sending it to the free throw line. The last time he did it was on the baseline with John.
So Crabtree, the freshman at the free throw line, a little long.
Turned out to be a nice foul.
Would have been an easy 2. Now, best case scenario, you're looking at 1 here for Tulane after the missed free throw. 20 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Crabtree converts. Tulane still has not had a field goal since the 7:33 mark here. It's been a long time. Prito comes out. Substitutions are made here for Florida State. "14 seconds to go. Savoy back up for Nichols. 5 seconds remaining. Nichols might just have to heave it. He does. Shot no good. Long rebound Tulane, and Connor Crabtree could not get a shot off. An exciting back and forth first half, and Florida State will head into the locker room with a 4-point advantage.
Tulane's story of missed opportunities so far, but you're in this ball game down 4 to the number 17 team in the country. Lots you can build on coming out for the second half.
You see, Brad, songs are really about big life moments. Baby shower here. Big life moment.